Space Gypsy Bodega.
What's up, everybody? This is Space Gypsy Bodega once again. We're coming at you from the lunch break, and yeah, it's been a minute since I posted a video up, but I been running around through the holidays. So happy New Year's and holiday season to y'all as we're coming into 2017. But yeah, we're here, and I want to continue talking about the Dream. And I had a really beautiful experience last week. Conducted a dream experiment in which I tried out some dream supplements that I had ordered online. Had some galantamine and a galantamine choline combo, and yeah, I've had the supplements for a long time and haven't gotten around to using them. I've had a lot of excuses myself, just been like, oh, well, I haven't got enough sleep to actually feel good about doing it, or I got to get up early, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do it, so I went to bed early, about 9 o'clock, and I was using what they call the WBTB, the wake back to bed technique, which is where you sleep the first part of the night, you wake up, and then you can either do a dream exercise or you can take lucid dream supplements or however it is. So I did wake back to bed technique. Slept from 9 and set my alarm for 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I took I had just a straight galantamine pill, which was 4 milligrams, and then another pill, which was a galantamine choline combo, which I believe was 4 milligrams of each. And just to give you some background, galantamine is the supplements I'm taking are natural extracts from the red spider lily flower, and galantamine is a acetylcholine esterase inhibitor, and so it prevents the breakdown of acetylcholine in your brain, and they associate acetylcholine with associate choline with memory. A lot of medications for Alzheimer's patients are galantamine, have galantamine in them, and has to do with memory. And so I woke up, had set my alarm, took the supplements, went back to bed, and I didn't necessarily fall asleep. I was keeping my awareness, kind of doing some light dream practices, but also not trying to stay awake too much. And the next thing you knew, I was in what seemed like my house, but it was like a future house. Everything was really kind of darkly lit, and I didn't really have much control of what I was doing. So you would say that I was in a kind of a low-level lucid state at that point. And I started moving around the house, and before I had gone to sleep, though, I had set some intentions for what I wanted to do, which is an important thing that you can do. It's really cool thing. So you create an intention, and then you bring it into the dream world, and you see if you can follow through with what you originally planned on doing once you get there. And that's really the question. It's like, so once you get there, what are you going to do? You're going to fly? You're going to explore the place that you're at? Are you going to, what is it? You can do anything you want. And so I had intended on getting to the dream, and I wanted to say some prayers, and I wanted to sing some songs, and I wanted to do a dream memory exercise. And so I got in there, and like I said, I was still kind of like shaking off the haze of the sluggishness of not being awake in my dream, and not being able to control what was happening. And so as I continued on in the dream, the colors started getting brighter. The things started kind of coming back to what it's like, whenever you're really clear and lucid and aware of what's happening. So I went to the kitchen to do a reality check, and I was looking for a clock on the wall, because that's one exercise you can do in a lucid dream, is you look at either something that's written in words or numbers on the wall, like a clock, and you look at it, and then you look away, and you see if it says the same thing. You look at it again, you look away, you look at it again, look away. And so I was looking for that because in the dream state there are no constants as far as small scripts or texts go, or numbers. It'll always change if you look at it and you glance back a number of times. So I was looking for a clock, couldn't find one, and there were lights on the cabinets, and so I found one, went double tapped to green light, and this box came out of the wall. And I was like going to look at the box, I was like, whoa, but then my wife she kicked my leg and woke me up, and so I woke up, went back into a dream shortly thereafter, in which I was able to regain my awareness of my dreaming state, and so I remember what my intentions were. It's like, I want to say some prayers, so I just said some simple offerings of gratitude and thanks. I was like, Creator, thank you for bringing me here into this dream, and with my awareness and with being able to remember my intentions that I had before I went to sleep. And so then I was thinking of some songs that I wanted to sing, and I did that. My wife was there with me, which I didn't realize, but as soon as I started singing these songs that I wanted to bring into the dream, I could hear her voice was right there with me. And then so the third thing I wanted to do was practice a dream memory exercise. And from what I've heard, this is one of the major keys to really opening like a limitless potential for anything in your dreams. And the basic premise of the exercise is to go back and forth between your long-term and your short-term memory within the dream. And when you first start doing these exercises, they say what you'll commonly find is that you can get between 1 and 5 memories before you wake up or get into something else. But the idea is, so you think of something you did that day, and what did I have for lunch? And then you go back and you think of something that happened to you when you were a kid. So you remember in the summer when you were a kid and you were playing in the pool with your friends, a shark or whatever it is. Then you think back of what happened when you got out of work that day. Were you late getting out of work? Were you early getting out of work? Just some kind of detailed memory so you can remember that day. And then you go back, you think of something from when you were young, or something that was at least some years ago. And so the idea is bouncing back and forth between the short-term and the long-term memory. And from what Thomas Ushak talks about is, he says, you do that until you can at least get 30 memories each pretty easily. And then really the potential for what you can do in the lucid state becomes really limitless. And so, yeah, it's like at that point, these are some of the exercises, some of the practices that I've been trying to bring into my dream states. And it's like at that point, well, what is it that you want to do? And that's the question for anyone who is interested in learning about lucid dreaming. Like the potential is limitless. Just like the dream from the Kaylee Zakadichichi dream told me, you can do anything you want. Just put your full will and your full intention behind it. So I believe that's true. I believe that message that that dream gave me is true. And so, I started asking people, friends of mine, who I didn't realize, some people still don't know what a lucid dream is. And just to clarify, a lucid dream is a dream in which you become aware that you are dreaming within the dream state, and then from there you can do whatever you want. There are certain things that you're not limited to, like being stuck on the ground. You can fly around. You can the density of the material world can be overcome. You can walk through walls, and there's all sorts of different things that you can do. You can meet different people. You can meet your ancestors, dead relatives or friends. You can, as far as I know, like look in glimpses into the future, or if you have an intention, you can go in there and be like, all right, well, what's the next art piece going to be that I'm going to work on, or what's some inspiration for a story that I'm writing, or how can I think about this equation differently that's going to help me, be able to really get down whatever it is you're trying to figure out. So that's the log for today, and we'll be coming back at you soon with more techniques and testimonies and tutorials. But yeah, I wanted to get this one in, and bless up everyone. Stay tuned. Bodega Nuts, and we'll see you soon. Peace.